The benefits of the Better Together program, outside of the little discount that we get, um, you get to experience the journey from the very beginning to the very end with someone that you're close to. You know, I'm with one of my very best friends who already knows me inside and out. But even before the surgery, when we were planning to come, you know, we literally did everything together. We researched, well, I did most of the research, but we got all of our supplies together. It made sure that we weren't missing anything, and you always have that person that you can bounce off of, like, hey, did we get this, or what about this? And she would always be like, well, I'm gonna email Dr. Campbell, and, well, actually Andrea, and I'll find out about this. So, I mean, the biggest benefit is we really weren't short information, because instead of one person finding out or doing everything, you had two people getting the entire process and finding out the information and getting all the information together.
And I think with a process like this, with a surgery as major as this, it's important to have support. And there were days when I was unsure of if this is really what I wanted to do. And it's a major difference being able to talk to someone who's going to experience the same thing you are versus someone who has no idea what you're about to experience. So we got to be each other's support system before actually coming and having the surgery. So we got to kind of bounce our fears off of one another, our insecurities or doubts or questions, whatever I may have been misunderstood about. You know, she would always come back and say, hey, I've talked to Dr. Campbell, I've talked to Andrea, this is what we have going on and this is what we have to do now. For any issues that we've had, we've been able to encourage each other throughout the process to get here. It wasn't just a snap of your fingers and we were here. It was like 7 months, 9 months for us? So it took us 9 months to get here, and throughout that 9 months, it only brought us closer.
Yeah. I think the pivotal moment during the recovery process happened to be, I think, day 2 or day 3, when we feel the worst. Having someone there that can feed off of your energy and that understands, okay, you're not feeling very well, so we're going to play some music and we're going to dance. Or me fussing at her about eating and making sure she gets enough protein and just getting out of the bed in general. I think it helped us with combating the regrets or that depression stage that a lot of plastic cosmetic people get.
Yeah.
So I absolutely would not have done this without having someone with me, and the person that's with me is the best person that I could have had.
I would agree. Like we said, you're going to have your good days, you're going to have your bad days. But the difference for us is that normally our off days were opposite of one another. So when I was having a bad day, she would do whatever was necessary to pull me up. And if she was having a bad day, then I would try to do the same for her. But that support system is very important during the recovery process. And I think that that's one of the major benefits. For me, you're going to get very close in this process. I don't think I've had so many people see me raw in my life since the doctor birthed me. So it was comfortable enough that we had to help one another. There were days where, you know, she's had to help me in the shower, or she's had to help me get dressed. And to know that it's somebody that I'm familiar with, you know, it was basically a judgment-free zone, and I was able to actually focus on my recovery and not some of the other issues that I've had concerning my body. So it was a relief to me to know that I had someone there who would be by my side and support me 110% through everything, the good days, the bad days, the days where I don't want to get out of bed, someone to push me and encourage me throughout this process. And I think that's very important in recovery. And for the most part, it's been a positive experience, and she's kept me positive. And I think that everybody who comes to the decision to have plastic surgery, that is very important to have that.
Another benefit outside of the Better Together program are sweet mates.
Yes.
Our sweet mates were outstanding. They're absolutely beautiful souls, and they also helped us throughout this process with just giving us some helpful tips, because one of them had been here before, and so she would just say, hey, you know, this is what's customary here. Let me help you out. And they spoke Spanish, so they made it a little easier as well for us. But I don't think we could have had better sweet mates either.
No, and everybody was so accommodating, and everybody was so friendly. And I think that was a little bit of a shocker for us, only because after surgery, you're not really feeling your best. You're not really feeling up to par with things. But when you have people that have already been here and have already had the experience, and they're open to share their experiences with you, it just further puts you at ease. It makes it even more comfortable to be here. Like, I think we've had 2 sweet mates, and so far we've exchanged numbers. We're planning on keeping in contact, and these are bonds and situations that, you know, we will keep throughout the remainder of our lives, I believe. Mm-hmm. And it was just overall pretty awesome, not to mention the staff. Once again, the staff was pretty awesome. They're very attentive, and they don't hesitate. If they think something is wrong, they don't wait. They'll ask you. Prime example, I think I was sitting out on the patio just enjoying the view and watching the beach, and because I think I had never done it before, one of the nurses came and she saw me out there for about 10 minutes before she came out, and she tapped me on the shoulder. She was like, "Are you okay? Are you feeling well?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just reflecting on everything and taking in this beautiful view." But it wasn't only her. It was like 3 other nurses that came separately that saw me in the same scenario, and everyone reached out to make sure I was fine. And I thought that that was pretty awesome, because they saw me not necessarily doing the same thing that I would do every day. And I think that that brought a red light to them, and they wanted to make sure I was good. And I think that that's important, to feel like, you know, you have people paying attention to you. You have people that care about you and want to make sure that you're good. And I think they did that for both of us.